May I come in, sir?
Yes, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Please
Good
take
morning,
your seat.
sir. Good morning. Thank you.
You're Meghna.
Yes, sir.
Meghna, will English be your preferred medium?
Yes, sir.
Meghna, I'm sure you're worried about COVID. We all are worried about COVID. We have taken several steps.
Yes, sir.
And you must have noticed these steps. One of the steps we have taken is that we have kept your chair at adequate distance so that you feel safe and all of us feel safe, right? Another advantage of this arrangement is that if you feel like removing your mask and you believe that you'll be more relaxed, then considering that you are at a safe distance, you can consider removing your mask. Would you like to remove that?
Yes, sir.
Please do.
Thank you, sir.
Comfortable?
Yes, sir.
Can we start then?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so Meghna, let us know something about you.
Sir, my name is Meghna. I am born and brought up in Hyderabad, Telangana. My parents are both working in the government services. And sir, from my studies, I have done my BTech in Electrical and Electronics Engineering from NIT Warangal. Then I moved on to do my MBA from IIM Lucknow. Then I worked briefly for a year in ITC. So my projects have been in the marketing space. I worked in implementing electrical vehicles in last mile connectivity. And sir, apart from that, in my hobbies, I love spending time with my family. Then I like to watch documentaries on artificial intelligence. And I make thread bangles also, sir. And sir, in the long term, I want to see myself as a contributing individual to the country and the service of the nations.
Okay. You did your graduation from NIT.
Yes, sir.
Then you went on to do your post-graduation from IIM Lucknow, right? So despite studying electrical and electronics engineering, which is available in UPSC, despite studying management from IIM, which is available in UPSC, you went on to take sociology. Why are you so low in your confidence when it comes to your parent disciplines?
Sir, being a girl and then coming from Telangana, I've always had questions of why the society is in the way in certain things.
You're going on a wrong track. You're telling me why sociology. That's
Yes,
not my
sir.
question. My question is, why are you so low in your confidence in your parent disciplines like electrical and electronics engineering, which is available, and management, which is available despite studying from the premier most institutions in this country?
Sir, I don't think that I'm lacking the confidence of taking electrical or management, but I felt that I would have an opportunity to learn sociology, and I also felt that sociology could be useful in certain instances in
Management will
understanding.
be more useful. Anybody knows.
Yes, sir. So it was a trade-off that I had to take, and I felt that sociology is there. And since my age constraints, I wanted to do it in first go. And so, sir, the availability of material is good. My guidance would be good. So in that sense, I felt that sociology would be a better option for me.
Well, Meghna, I think actually, going by your DAF, your things, you're actually spoilt of choices, if you look carefully. I mean, you're a person who, I can see your father is a senior officer, your mother is also a senior officer. You're two privileged children, right? Same thing happens about your education backgrounds and subject availability, things like that. Tell me honestly, aren't you too privileged to get into this service?
Sir, I do not believe that this privilege has come to me when I was a child. I've seen days when my father was struggling as an assistant engineer, when my mother was in the clerical services, and I studied in a very normal school. Sir, afterwards, it's my parents whose hard work I have motivated from, the inspiration I draw. Then my father was the one who's told me ever that you should always aim high and you will reach one day. So now they have reached that position, sir. So I might look that I am privileged, but my background is humble, and my studies from BTech to IIM, I think, sir, it was my parents' motivation and my hard work which have reached over there. I do not think it is a privilege.
If I compare you with the other candidates we have been interviewing, I still believe that it's been a privilege because there is this social capital. You're a sociology student. There is a social capital that you're carrying. You're considering being an assistant engineer as being very low. generally we are interviewing candidates whose parents cannot even aspire to become assistant engineer someday. So saying that this in fact you're keeping that social capital bar too low, isn't it?
Sir, I do agree that there is...
Thankfully, finally you are agreeing to this. Yes.
Sir,
If you are a too privileged candidate, tell me, what are the things you will have to unlearn if you want to become a good civil servant?
So the first thing that you taught me right now, that the social bar that I am thinking of, I will try to reduce that and learn from a neutral perspective. And sir, apart from that, there is a term in sociology where we see equality in opportunity and then equality in outcomes. So I think over here we're talking about that. Especially, sir, I've seen this movie in Hindi where there is RTE in one of the very famous schools in Mumbai, where they say that the people coming from the nearby slum area of Mumbai were not able to do well. And they said that the students do not want to study. But at the end of the movie, we learn that it is the disadvantages that the students are facing in their own lives. And that is why they are being hindered in their education. So these are the perspectives I would like to bring into the table.
Area where I justifiably believe that you were disadvantaged is the fact that you is your gender, actually, right? There's nothing you can do about it because you are born as a women as a female, and we know how society functions. Can you tell me what are the disadvantages if you look at your life for a moment, which you believe that despite coming from a family that was very supportive, but you cannot change society. So what were the disadvantages you faced as a woman, which you believe that were something you could do without?
Sir, coming from Telangana and Andhra Pradesh, these states have been very much ahead in producing engineers, especially to the NITs and IITs. And so as a child, I also went into these institutions to take coaching. So in those institutions, it is direct and indirectly many ways women are told that you will not be a good engineer. You can better be a doctor, it will be good for your family, and a field job is not right. So that is one instance, sir. Again, in my work in ITC, the company itself believes in greater gender equality. But on ground, I have to deal with the salespeople, with people on ground. So, sir, at times I felt many times that my male peers were better adhered to. Their instructions were taken in proper order, whereas mine was believed that madam will stay in sales for a while and she will move on to marketing after some point of time. So why do we listen? So these are the constraints I felt. I felt that I had to work much harder for the same amount of output that I had to get if I was a male.
Okay, before I let my colleagues ask you a few questions, Meghna, you are from you worked at the ITC, right?
ITC, yes.
ITC.
Sir.
What is happening with the ITC stocks? It has become quite a joke nowadays. Why is it not moving anywhere?
Sir, it is a question that I also pondered upon. So recently there's been a tax change. So that is one of the reasons that the stock shareholders have lost at least 33,000 crores. So that was one of the reasons. And sir, now ITC is trying very hard to move away from the cigarettes business into the other FMCG projects. So it is investing a lot, sir. I think it will take some time for these investments to reap benefit, like the story of Bingo or the story of Sunfeast. So it will take some time for the investments to come out as profits, and I think in some time the shareholders will be happy.
So
you are electrical engineer, right? And to generate electricity, we have different actually sources. One of the sources is what hydel power. Second is thermal power. We use what actually steam turbine to generate electricity. That is the part of your syllabus. My question is what is the basic difference in between impulse turbine and reaction turbine?
Sir, I'm sorry, I'm unable to recall it. I do.
The most basic thing I have asked you. Most basic thing.
Yes, sir, but right now I am unable to recall it.
Look, there is what Nizam Sagar project in Telangana, and what in that particular Nizam Sagar project, we use what turbine. Can you say me what type of turbine we are using to generate electricity? Nizam Sagar? Don't know.
No, sir. I'm sorry,
Means
I'll read about it, sir.
You have not read this particular topic of electrical engineering. Okay. Your next very important area of specialization is artificial intelligence. And you have to read, emotional intelligence. My very important question is how artificial intelligence is helping in developing emotional intelligence.
So can I take a few seconds
Yes,
to think
of
about
course.
it? Sir, I believe artificial intelligence can be used in building emotional intelligence, say in a manager, in giving him training. Especially when I first go into the sales, when I faced, earlier it was very difficult for me to understand what was going on in the minds of my salespeople.
Yes, I could understand. Correct. My next question is what your another area of specialization in marketing space, right? Today it is very important market space considering several aspects of planning, marketing. Look, we have actually, we are facing not proper distribution of vaccines, right? Across India as well as world. What type of market space sense we use for proper distribution, timely distribution of what vaccines across world and across India?
So you mean to say what marketing techniques we are using in distributing the vaccines?
Look, market space consider planning, including distribution network. So how your sense of market space of particular distribution can be used for proper distribution of vaccines in India across the world?
So firstly, I think
Giving you a clue, somewhere demand is less, but supply is more, and that's why wastage of vaccines, right? And somewhere demand is more, but supply is less. People are creating quest. So what I want to know, how your sense of market space can be used here of management. Yes, please.
Sir, I believe the government has done one particular thing already, is target marketing. It has first given
thank
to...
you. Next, my question. Look, this particular session of monsoon session is going to consider very important actual bill, bound to be an act that is called Human Trafficking Prohibition, Protection, Rehabilitation Act 2021. Look, what is the provisions of this particular act which is going to be modified or amended in current session?
Sir, I believe the importance of this bill right now is very important, since that we are in pandemic, and after pandemic, the importance of human trafficking and the need to curb it would be increased. So that is the reason why we are having the bill. Sir, apart from that, the draft specifications, what they are there, I have to read about it, sir.
You are correct. You are in correct line. Last question. You belong to Hyderabad. Hyderabad master plan considering two basic problem of Hyderabad. One is what? Look, pollution. And the second is what? Slums. Slums is a part of sociology. Pollution is also a part of sociology. What are the actually provisions of Hyderabad master plan to solve the problem of slums in particular? Charminar area.
Sir, I am not aware of the actual plan, but I know the kind of work which is going on, which I observed. So
no, according to master plan, because you belong to Hyderabad, you are a student of sociology, you must know the case study. I have given you a clue, Charminar area.
Sorry, sir, I'll read about it, sir, sorry.
Thank you, thank you.
Meghna, you are from Hyderabad and lived in Lucknow. What's common in both the cities?
Thank you, sir. It's a very good question. I thought about many times. Sir, both of them have a composite culture. That is the first thing I felt. The second, sir, is the good food. I always enjoyed the food in both of the cities. And sir, is the history. Both of them had a composite history of the Nizams, the era of Urdu, this one, sir. So these were the similarities I felt in both of the cities.
Which city is more beautiful?
Sir, it's a tough question to answer. I felt both were really beautiful, but close to my heart is Hyderabad. So I felt
Okay. You have studied marketing strategies. Most of the marketing strategies today are inducing irrational consumption habits, particularly among youth and children. Do you think that government should intervene and monitor this?
So yes, I do believe that there is a need for it, especially with the growing social media and e-commerce. There's been a lot of unnecessary consumption. Sir, to an extent, I believe the government is already coming up with the e-commerce rules, which do not allow the unnecessary or flash back-to-back sales, which is again a behavior which calls for unnecessary buying. So in this space, we are already there. So apart from that, as a society also, we have to contain our children, our behavior of not looking into the social media sites, pondering upon the Facebook, YouTube. So these are the things I think we as a society also have to move to.
Okay. Labor market in India is suggested to be said to be fragmented along many kinds of lines. How many fragmentation do you see in labor market in India?
So one of the major problems I think with the labor problem in India is the unorganized sector. The migration is another issue. So because of this, the labor markets are very much fragmented. Also, 90% of our firms are in the MSME sector. So over here also we are having a lot of labor in small numbers. So their social security benefits are not given to them. So in these ways also, sir, not to mention the agriculture. Agriculture is also one sector where the labor is very much fragmented. There is a lot of disguised unemployment which is happening. Sir, in these ways I think...
Do you also see caste-based fragmentation of labor supply?
Yes, sir. So this is what we've studied in sociology as well, where the castes from the SC/ST background particularly are still getting into the clamps of bonded labor and not having lands and having to migrate to other villages for giving their labor, which is much below the minimum wage level. Sir, also in the Assam tea garden areas, it is said that there are many tribes who are working much below, in fact 30% of the minimum wage which is given to them. So sir, I think yes, there is an angle of caste in this.
Recently, government has restructured all the labor laws and codified into 4 parts. Which labor code is related to this particular problem we are discussing?
Code on wages, sir.
Is it only code on wages or other codes?
The social security code as well deals with this.
That's correct. Thank you, Meghna.
Meghna, I would like to take forward sir's question. Social Security Code 2020 has been passed. You have to critically evaluate this particular code, means some positives and some negative aspects of this code.
So can I take the other codes also in where their effect on social security and
please.
Sir, as sir has mentioned that there is a lot of fragmentation in the labor sector. So what I've also observed is that in the companies there is a lot of contract-based work. If the number of workers are more than 100, then they're going for contracts, and it is being the discretion or the subjective analysis of the owner whether to extend these social security benefits or not. So by passing these laws, I believe that there is more flexibility so that these labor can be formalized. So the advantage is that the companies are having flexibility in giving the social security, and labor is also now by right having the social security. Again, sir, on the disadvantage, I'm not very sure about it, but a lot of labor unions are not happy with the social security benefit.
Why?
So they are saying that it will cause for a lot of hire and fire, which will remove their...
Okay, leave it. I was seeing your DAF. You have mentioned in your activities and interest making thread bangles, fish switch on fabric. Generally, males do not have such kind of hobbies. Since you are a student of sociology, that's why I wanted to know from you, what is the basic reason?
Sir, I think it is the exposure. When as a child I was exposed to these ideas, and I picked up interest in it. If I see my cousin brothers, they are not exposed to this. My aunt never made them sit and learn these or show them that there are different kind of fabrics that they can take interest on. So I feel this is the reason, main reason.
Okay. In Western societies, generally people want to be an engineer, doctor, scientist, manager, and in our India, managers, doctors, engineers want to be an administrator. How do you see this dichotomy?
So it also depends on the kind of administrative setup we are having in India. We are a democracy. We are a country with great goals in social services. So, and also, sir, to an aspect, there is this respect for the job also.
You mean to say in social services, Western countries, Western societies are lacking?
No, sir. Maybe there is not much of a scope that they can do much. But in India, sir, I believe we have a lot of scope to improve. We have a lot of potential. And the services also need good candidates to work for. So, sir, this is the reason I believe.
Okay, last question from my side, Meghna. Suppose you are given suppose you got selection and you are given a personal assistant. You have to choose one. There are two options. One is male and other is female. Both are equally competent. With whom you would like to go? Both are equal in all parameters.
So, in the actual sense, I think there are more subjectivities. But given your question, I think I will go with the female person, because going with a male person and female is though alike for me. I will give out a good message, I feel, taking up a female person.
Okay, thank you. Sir.
Meghna, recently we have seen a controversy related with the supply of the vaccines to Brazil. There is a huge opposition over this issue, supply of the vaccines from India, that is a Covaxin. Why this is?
Sir, I believe it is about the apprehensions of the efficacy and the safety of Covaxin. That is the reason.
Any other issue? You have gone through the issue or just a part of guess?
No, sir, I did read about it, but to my mind right now it is not clicking.
Current president is also facing some charges of the corruptions over these issues. Are you aware?
Okay, I am not aware of that, sir, sorry.
No problem. Recently we have also seen you, being a sociology student, some ethnic tussles and the unrest in South Africa. The Indian people, they are facing. Have you gone through this kind of news?
I read about it, sir.
So ethnicity does matter in this kind of unrest?
Sir, looking at the facts of the matter and what is happening, I think ethnicity
given the
is
fact
mattering.
that South African economy and society is all very much into the the Indian involvement from the history. Yes, please.
Sir, I do believe that there is an issue of ethnicity over there, because given the history of South Africa, they have had ethnicity problems before also. So maybe that is adding to the issue of Indians, though we are helping in the economy.
Meghna, we have seen the Afghanistan crisis recently. What do you think the role of the CSTO? CSTO is a Russian-led security grouping.
Okay. Unaware of it, sir.
You are unaware of that. Okay. During COVID-19, number of the people have gone to test for HRCT test. Have you heard?
No, sir.
There was a medical advisory for the people not to go, too much of, this kind of test because it is injurious.
No, sir, I am unaware of it.
You are unaware of. No problem. Andhra Pradesh Chief Minister's sister, Vice Sharmila, has launched one political party in Telangana. What is the name of the party?
YSR Telangana Party.
YSR Telangana Party. Why did she launch the party in Telangana? However, she hails from Andhra Pradesh.
What she claims is that her in-laws, so her met-in-law, how we call in Telugu, is from Telangana. So in that sense, she is saying that she feels being a part of Telangana and wants to work for the development of the state.
She has some very specific objectives for launching of this party related with the women's representations. What are those objectives?
Sir, as one is that relating to the women. Second is to continue the policies of her father,
Is she talking about some sort of reservations of the women in assembly?
Sir,
You are unaware of that. No problem. Let's take in a situation where you happen to be a district magistrate and you came to know that generally we know that the garment companies are, the factories, they are mostly the places where almost 65% or more than 65% of the women, they faces the sexual harassment cases. You are in charge of the district, that particular area. If this kind of news comes to you, what would be your course of action?
Sir, I think firstly I would talk to the women and try to understand what is their issue, why are such complaints coming from. And secondly, I would like to talk to the manager of what kind of action they have taken. If this kind of allegation is true, I try to find out if the allegation is true. If there are any actions which have been taken by the company. And if I feel, I will try to put up an inquiry within my own government department looking into it. After the inquiry, if I feel that there has been indeed an issue of sexual harassment, then I will try to take action in the legal terms.
Any government guidelines are there?
Yes, sir. There is this act called Prevention of Sexual Harassment for Women at Workplace.
Do you know the provisions of this act?
Yes, sir. So every company having certain number of employees.
You have studied in colleges also.
Yes, sir.
Was there any committee or kind of?
Yes, sir. In NIT Warangal, in IIM Lucknow also, there has been a women committee which is chaired by a woman professor, and we were time and again taught about the provisions of it. What if we face any problems, we need to go to them and complain.
My last question, Meghna. Recently, Italy has come up with the proposal related with some bills and legislations over the issues of the LGBTQ, but the Vatican has opposed it, right? So what Italy can learn from India?
So definitely the first and the foremost lesson that India can offer is the tolerance and the diversity. So respecting the choice of an individual is within our constitution. So Italy can learn from having as a society developing the tolerance for the LGBT community, and then the law will take its place, I believe, if the society learns.
Thank you.
Okay, Meghna, I can see that you have mentioned artificial intelligence as your area of interest. You must have heard of a Turing test?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
Sir, it is about if an artificial machine is able to, if I am sitting and having a test with a machine, if a person is able to, if the machine is able to disguise itself as a person and make me believe that it is actually a human being who's talking.
So, if somebody fails a Turing test, it means it's a human rather than a machine. Or other way around.
The other way around.
Sure?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Consider a situation, actually I just want to disclose it to you, that one of your board member is actually an artificial intelligence device identified on the basis of the conversation that has taken place so far. You getting the question?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Should I identify?
Yeah, obviously it's a Turing test.
Sir, I think sir could be
one of the robots. Tell me why you consider that he failed the Turing test.
Because I felt that he asked a lot of factual questions, questions a machine could pick up, and not much on my opinion. So maybe that is why I felt, on a subjective basis, I felt that sir could be.
Is that a comparative judgment of yours, or it's objective judgment of yours?
Sir, it is comparative. If you give me an objective, I would not say anyone has asked me a question like a machine, but if you have to compare and ask, then I would say so.
Nice talking to you, Meghna. It's your interview is over. You can go now.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Take your seat, Meghna. Tell me, how was it? What are the areas you believe that you think you did fine, and where you believe that a little improvement is required?
Sir, I felt in the starting I was a little nervous. Then I relaxed, and I needed some improvement in current affairs. Sir has questioned a few of them, And sir, I felt in few questions I did know answers well, but at that point of time I couldn't articulate it, especially in questions like what Italy can learn from India. There were a lot of things that I could say. I missed out on them. So these are the things I felt I could improve.
Okay. And on the communication front, you believe that you were okay, or you believe that you can actually do a little better?
Sir, maybe I think I should speak little louder and my pace of voice.
There were a few
fast.
places where it appears that a little, raising your volume will help, but by and large it was okay. See, Megha, you're definitely a very good candidate, and you know it, that you are a good candidate. Sometimes you know it too well. That's a problem, but otherwise you are a very good candidate. Your background is very good, your entry is good, your sitting posture by and large is good. In general, your voice, verbal communication is good, your hand movement is restricted, your flow is wonderful. There is a diversity in your diversity and depth in your understanding at most places, which is reflected. So by and large, going by the checklist we used to have, you're doing everything right? But that checklist is usually for the candidates who want to go a little above average, right? Beyond that, checklist won't work. Thereafter, it becomes the individuality and the style within the candidate that will matter, right? So whatever the templates can teach you, you already have it, right? As I said, and on a few occasions, these are more than what you should have it, and that is a problem. That's not a good idea. For example, just to mention, since you probably are told to have this try and engage every board member by having that eye contact with several members at the same time. I don't know why. I mean, you need to understand you're a good, you have studied from a nice institution, you understand management, and obviously you understand communication. Why should that be done? Just think of it. And you realize that it is one of the most unnatural way of communicating.
Yes.
So why do it? I mean, I've been telling for 2 decades now. I know people are told this in the industry that you should engage with all members. But I mean, good candidate should know that it is unnatural. And therefore, you should not aspire to do it. It is not good. The best way is look at the person you are talking to. Why I'm saying so? Not just because of those 2 decades I've been doing it, but also because there is a basic understanding that while I'm talking to you, words are taking information to you. But the trust building is being done by eyes. If I'm looking there and I'm trying to give you the very same suggestion, you will not have my trust. I will not have your trust. Same applies to you. So look at the person you're talking to primarily. I'm not saying a few glances here and there will hurt. These will not. But trying to have this continuously will invariably take away some of your attention. So don't do it. This is one suggestion I have to do. Similarly, on the verbal communication front, the idea of complimenting a board member for the question is a bad idea. It's a bad idea for many reasons. One of the reasons is that you can understand is it is an unequal communication, unfortunately, right? It's not a equal communication. In equal communication, we do compliment each other for doing their work. Asking question is a board member's work, right? So board member is asking a good question. If you want to compliment, make sure that you're not complimenting in a way as if you're trying to reach that equal level, right? It can be, for example, thank you, sir, for asking me this question. It gives you, or thank you, sir, for giving me this opportunity, which I have pondered a lot, right? You're getting my point. So you can rephrase this thing in a way, or you can avoid it altogether, right? So these are few things you can work on. Similarly, when you were given this opportunity to point a board member, I think you should have given a prefix to that. That, in my opinion, I mean, I obviously cannot even think of it that any of you is. You're getting my point. Only then, if you're pushed to do it, to go to that extent. Okay, if I have to choose one of the board member, maybe X, Y, Z, or you can avoid that. You're getting my point.
Yes, sir.
Idea was not to make you pick up answer. Idea was to see how deeply you understand the concept one. And whether you, when put in an awkward situation like this, what will you do? You're getting my point? So these are the few areas which I am giving this detailed thing, because you're not doing anything wrong on the checklist thing, which takes a lot of time when other average candidates come. we have to tell them to do this or that. That you're well trained, you don't have to worry about. But when you're good or very good, only the minor things matter, because major things are already taken care of, right? So these are the things which I wanted to advise you. Otherwise, you're good in most fronts. Yes, in the area of IR and polity, maybe a little revision is required, right? Other things you are already handling well, okay? So I'm very, very hopeful that you'll be doing wonders this time, right? All the best.
Thank you, sir. Sir, like you said, I did feel very next moment that it was the wrong way to say it. I wanted to say thank you, but it just came out that way. And it sticks in my mind, sir. How do I handle certain things? I mean, I know that I said something which was not right.
It happens. And I've been advising again to the candidates, please learn not to evaluate your performance while you are still in the process. It's like if you're playing and you're still critically evaluating that what happened in the last ball, it will affect the next ball. So stop evaluating yourself while you're in the process, leave it for the later, right? So even if you commit a mistake either of a communication nature or of a factual nature, doesn't matter, let it go, right? Don't let it perform rest of the things if it happens. In this particular case, as I told you, this is a mistake. I'm sure you'll be not repeating it, but there can be another mistake of a different nature. So even if it happens, just let it go. उसके बारे में उसके ज़्यादा परेशान होने से there is no point, right? So, and trust me, you're doing so well. You're one of the exceptional candidates. That's why I'm giving this kind of things, right? So don't worry about it. A few things here and there will make you look more human, which is also good. Less robotic kind of a trained person, because it's not just the board members who are into this thing. Candidates are more into this, more trained AI kind candidates. So don't worry about it. You're doing really well, right?
Sir, about my sari, is this okay with black?
I liked it.
Okay.
Personally, it fits the occasion. It also carry some kind of that ethnic look, and you're looking very good in it. To me, it is perfect. But then you're gonna take the best call. Where I don't know how you look in other attires, so you have to take care of that. But if you're going to do it like this, it's fine. Maybe a little patli si chain in your neck will help, right?
Okay.
Other things are good.
Sir, in questions where I directly said I do not know, because like the question on the motors.
That's an integrity thing. If you don't know a thing and you're claiming that you know, that's wrong. If you don't know a thing and you're saying I don't know, it is nothing like it. So you can have more creative ways of saying no. That's it, right? All the best.
Thank you, sir.